This is Benjamin Bass with Insider Travel Report, sitting across Scott Andrews at the wonderful Sheen Falls Lodge, located right in Kenmare, Ireland. Scott, how are you today?
I'm very well. Lovely to have you with us, Ben.
Thank you so much.
Sheen Falls.
It's been a pleasure. So we just took a delightful tour of the facility, and I think what I'd really like to start off with is, can you bring us into some of the history of Sheen Falls Lodge, as well as perhaps some of the evolution into how it became the five-star luxury hotel that it is today?
So Sheen Falls has a very rich history. The first ever record of somebody building on this site was in about 1687. It belonged to a very brilliant man, mathematician, scientist called Sir William Petty, and he was the first man to actually do an ordnance survey map of Ireland in its whole. So it has a very rich history there, and later on through its evolution, it became a hotel, and over time it had evolved to become a larger hotel with larger facilities, and under the previous ownership, under the current ownership in 2018, we have really sort of moved on step by step with some new additions to the property, and just a polishing of all areas.
Yeah. What do you think really sets Sheen Falls Lodge apart from other luxury hotels in Ireland?
So we're extremely lucky, and it's the base that we work with. The location. The location is absolutely stunning. You walk around with me today. You've seen the views. You've seen the beauty of the area. I'm very lucky as a hotel manager that every single one of my 72 bedrooms has a view either over the falls to the side or on the bay at the front. So, I don't have a room that doesn't have, a lovely outlook. The location is perfect for people wanting to explore Kerry, the Wild Atlantic Way, the Ring of Beara, the Ring of Kerry, and being located in such a stunning town like Kenmare just gives us a real bonus and a head start with our location, and then our location being close to Killarney National Park. We're a great base to start with, and of course the hotel itself.
Yeah, it truly is. We were discussing that the best adjective or descriptor the other day for the environment around this area is probably majestic, right? The beauty is absolutely stunning. So I think there's a few things that we've already touched on, and I think the direction that I would like to go in is the culture and atmosphere that you've been cultivating here in terms of guest experience. So to begin with, let's start with a topic that's quite close to my heart, which is cuisine and food, right? So could you talk to us a little bit about the dining options here at Sheen Falls, as well as how the atmosphere and culture of cuisine is reflective of perhaps the Irish experience?
Sure. So cuisine, food, and general, our offering is really important to us here at Sheen Falls. We have our flagship restaurant, the Falls, which has stunning views out over the Sheen Falls to the side of the building. It's a real showcase for Irish produce, local produce, expertly cooked, very fine detail, but we let the ingredients do the talking. It's very key that we work very closely with our local suppliers. Our chef, Mark, knows his suppliers by name, goes out to see them, handpicks the best products for us. Mm-hmm. They know that we need the best products for our falls, the best ingredients. So we really, really showcase the best of what we can find within the area. So, having reduced food miles is not difficult for us because we are in that sort of green belt on the coast. Everything's on our doorstep, so we're very lucky there. We also have opened last year in March, our Stables Bar and Brasserie, which is our new, more casual offering. But when I say casual, the attention to detail on the service, the quality of the cooking, the quality of the ingredients, is still very, very important to us. People are still coming to Sheen Falls as a 5-star experience for the reputation. So they want casual, but they want it still with that, that touch, with that quality, with the expertise in our kitchen. So the Stables has been a really great addition for guests wanting to experience that. This year we opened, we have a golf club called the Ring of Kerry Golf Club, which is situated about 12 minutes away from the hotel. And we've opened a new Mediterranean-inspired restaurant there called Nuova Vista. So that offers, as I mentioned, Mediterranean-style dining experience. It's got the best views in the whole of Kerry, in my opinion. Its elevation, looking out over the area, is absolutely stunning. So it gives our guests the option to dine with us three separate times, which is perfect. And then of course Kenmare is well known as a foodie destination, so we work very closely with local suppliers, local restaurants, to offer an amazing experience for those that cuisine and food is their passion.
Yeah. You also have a beautiful collection of art here throughout the entire facility. Can you talk to us a little bit about how the Sheen Falls collection of art elevates the guest experience, as well as what's the thought behind the curation process? Is this reflective of local artists, or where does the art come from?
So firstly, we talk about local artists. We work very closely with our resident artist, a lady called Christine Bowen, and she is based in Kenmare. And you will see a lot of her artwork around the property, predominantly on our second floor, where you'll see a lot of her work. But also I think the wow factor is behind, as you walk into our foyer behind the reception, there's a lovely piece of her work right across the back wall there. And it is a showstopper. People walk in, and that really sets the scene for that you're in a property that art is important. It is something that the owners have passion about. We are constantly moving it around. We are constantly adding to it. And we're constantly looking at new additions for certain areas, but we also realise that that certain artworks in certain parts of the building and not others, and we carry the passion of art right through the bedrooms. So there's lots of individual pieces in the bedrooms. It's not a copy and paste exercise at all. So very, very important to us to have local art.
You talked a few moments ago about the relatively new golf course, 12-minute drive away. What are other activities and endeavors and experiences that guests can hope to experience here at Sheen Falls? Okay,
so we're very lucky to have the rights to fishing on the river at the falls that runs to the side of us, so you'll see the salmon jumping. We have our own gilly, so he'll take our guests out on fishing excursions, does guided walks. We're also lucky to have our own riding stables on site. We also very popular have falconry, flying birds of prey, which we do on our Queen's Walk. We also do archery on site. But then we do things like food tours and chocolate making with a local artisan chocolate maker, wine tasting and whiskey tasting on site. There's yoga lessons, there's personal training, we have tennis courts. I probably missed some, but you name it, we pretty much do it. In the warmer times, people go out paddleboarding on the bay, and then at certain times of the year, you can do the nighttime kayaking with the bioluminescence.
Wow!
There is so much to do. We have bicycles as well for guests to take out. It's just a perfect location for those people that like to get out and about in the location and in the wild, but also for people that would like to do something in the hotel on site.
Yeah, really, if there's anything you would love to experience or indulge in, Sheen Falls really is quite successful in being able to offer that at an extremely high quality. And you have a spa as well.
Yes, how did I forget that? So we have our Asana Spa, and within the spa you have a beautiful swimming pool. We have the sauna steam rooms, the hot tub in there, but we also have some amazing treatment rooms. So we work very closely with an Irish producer called Voya. We also have started a new partnership with a company called Ground, which their treatments are all based around wellness, and so more to how you feel. So whether it's anxiety or lack of sleep, and their treatments revolve around the actual ailment as opposed to the skin type, etc. So that's great. And Elemis we work very closely with. So the spa is a great area for those guests that just want to come, relax and unwind, and maybe not do anything too strenuous. If you want to do strenuous, there's all the activities we talked about, plus we have a small but very well equipped gym on site for the people that like to keep in shape, and lots of walking trails and running, and so we're covered.
Speaking of partnerships, I was curious about relationship with community, and by this I mean either through philanthropic endeavors and or sustaining environmental stewardship.
Yeah, so we work very closely, as close as possible we can, with the locality and the locals. So I mentioned chocolate making. So with a local artisan in town, Christine Bowen, the local artist. We work with a lady with a new company called Inish Living, and you will see in our suites we have yoga mats in the room.
Yeah, we saw that.
We have them in our gym as well. We support local musicians. A lot will come in and do performances before dinner in the restaurants. We pretty much try and use our local connections as much as possible. We support some of the local GAA teams with kit sponsorship, and we try and get look after our environment as much as possible. We've got areas of our land that we are doing replanting of trees, and just being very conscious of the environment we're in. We do, and we try and offer as much opportunities to locals to work here at Sheen Falls as well, and whether that's directly within the hotel or by offering an experience to our guests, then we will do that as well. But we do very much support our local environment. It's very important to us.
Yeah, and that's very clear. Taking a slightly more macro approach to our view, how would you say Sheen Falls is able to cater to a variety of different types of guests? And by this I mean, of course, there's family trips and leisure, but I'm sure there's also corporate and business travelers as well.
So again, we're ideally situated, ideally located for the modern traveller, whether they're here for business or for pleasure. If you come here for business and you want to have meetings, we have a wide selection of meeting rooms, but those meeting rooms also can be used for weddings and private events and family gatherings. All of the activities that we mentioned can be done on a one-to-one basis as a couple or as a family, but then it can also be a team building exercise for corporates or people. So we have so much to offer here that it's very, very easy for us to adapt to our clientele, their needs and their requests. And we are we sit on a sizable plot of land here, so we can separate all of those things and have them all running at the same time without impacting on the experience to the demographic of the guest that comes for those events.
Sure. And then I think just to wrap this up, what would you think is the takeaway that guests experience and take with them after their stay at Sheen Falls Lodge?
I think there's a few things. I think first of all, it's the warm welcome. It is the true Irish hospitality, which is second to none. The welcome is amazing. So it's the feel of arriving here, settling in, relaxing. It's an authentic experience. It's not curated. It's what I think a lot of people learn is that 1 or 2 nights is not enough.
Yeah,
you kind of need to be here 3+, because the surrounding area, there's so much to do. There's so much to do within the hotel. I think the misconception is you can come for a couple of nights and see everything. That's something that's very much misconstrued. So I think people arrive here and they normally say they don't want to leave, that we didn't get to do this, that your team are amazing, there's some lovely characters, that they enjoyed the dining experience, but they just wish they were here a little longer. That's the general feedback that I receive, which you can't ask for more than that.
Absolutely not. And that's certainly our experience as well. Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining us today. All the best for your future endeavors, and have a wonderful day.
Absolute pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.